Hi everyone, I am here. I am doing the Celebrate the Seasons project with To Be Loved Treasures by Corrine. Hi Corrine. Thank you for doing this. I am struggling. I will be honest. I have been at this for about 5 or 6 hours between yesterday and today. Anyway, here are my notes on it. I am starting with autumn. I am going to try to stick this out because when I struggle, I tend to move on and forget about what I'm doing. I have finally decided to put a background down. I have this piece that I have sewn a pocket into. I'm probably going to hang mine by dowels, and I'm only going to hang one season at a time. So, yeah, so this is kind of the mess on my desk that I have from what I've been doing, and all of these things, not that, because that won't work, but all of these things are pieces that can go on this piece, but then when I put them all on, I find it's really busy. And I don't know what my poem or saying is going to be. I want it to be on this piece of fabric here. So I'm probably not going to stitch that fabric down. Yeah, I'm struggling. 5 hours. 5 hours I've been working on this. So I am going to stitch this part down, and then I will be back, and then I'll try to arrange all of this stuff on here. My fabrics that I'm using, none of them are really spaced apart enough for me to use a whole piece. I thought, well, I could use not this cutout piece. I have another piece, something similar to this, and then cover up, but that got too overwhelming for me. I love this fabric. I cherish this fabric. I don't have any more of it, but again, it got too busy for me, and trying to cover these pieces up with other fabric, it just became too overwhelming for me. And then I have this fabric that I've cut sunflowers out of. You can see some, not sun, although they are sunflowers. And it got so overwhelming for me, and I don't know. Anyway, that's my struggle, not yours. And I am going to try and put this together, stitch these pieces down. I don't know what happened to that piece. Probably just pulled it off of there, or I never had a piece on there. Anyway, I'll be back when I have that stitched down, and we will see what happens. So I'll be back. Thanks. I'm back. I think I figured it out. It has taken me 3, 6, 7, 8, probably 8 hours to figure this out. I really, really am not good at starts. Excuse me, I have a catch in my throat. So, let me sort of get organized here, which I should have done before I turned the camera on, but yeah, no, we are dealing with Martha here. All right, so I'm going to bring you in a little bit. I made up a little poem. I ran out of space. I needed another line, so I just combined that line. It's not perfect, and I'm fine with that. I figured out the placement of everything that I think I want to put on here to start. I have other things to add, like other flowers and buttons and stuff. However, this is enough to start with. So I don't know if you can see everything. I got a little chipmunk and a little squirrel, and some fallen leaves, some burlap. This is a cutout. This is a cutout. This is the original print on that fabric. This is a cutout that matches these flowers up here from that print. This is a cutout. This is a cutout. And then this is the bird and sunflower fabric. And the worst part is I really wanted to use more of this fabric, like that right there. I just could not squeeze it in. So that's that, maybe I'll make a snippet roll. I'm thinking of this mentally. I had to figure out how I was going to go about doing this. And basically what I figured out was I can make a snippet roll pretty easily. I don't get too, I mean, I haven't made one in a while, but when I was making several in a row, I got pretty good at just putting it together as I went, and then I'd go back, you know, putting my base fabric and then putting my layers on of the things that I wanted to add. And so I got pretty good at combining what I wanted to do. And to be honest, I just had to start thinking of this as a large snippet roll. That's how I figured it out finally. And I knew I was putting way more on than I wanted. I wanted to be interesting, but I didn't want it to be overwhelming and cluttered. And it took me a long... Where am I? I can't see my pen marks. It took me a long time today, starting yesterday afternoon and today, to put it together. Now, you know, I've had breakfast, I've had lunch, and we went for a nice walk after lunch. While we were away, it was cool enough the whole time, well, not the whole time. When we started on our trip, it was pretty warm. It was in the low 80s. And I don't do well in warm weather at all. Boy, that is a wonky T. Okay. I don't do well in warm weather. I hate to sweat. And the minute I start moving around and it's over 70 degrees, I usually am pretty hot and uncomfortable. And so I have an aversion to doing anything that makes me sweat. I really don't like it. And I never liked it, but it got worse after I had the heart attack. Because when I had the heart attack, one of the things that happens is you break out in a really heavy sweat, like heavy sweat. I did not extend that down quite far enough. I hope I can fix it and not make it look stupid. Yeah. I hope I can keep talking and stitching at the same time. So I don't like to sweat. And then I have to change all of my underclothes. And it's just uncomfortable for me. And then I have to take a shower before I go to bed. And like I said, it's just really uncomfortable for me. So when we first started out, it was quite warm. But once we got to Maine and we were about, I don't know, almost a week in, the temperatures really started cooling off. And I was able to start walking in the campgrounds. And the best part of that was that they were all mostly, for the most part, flat. And where we live is not flat. It's very hilly. So with my sore foot and my bad knees and my lovely attitude about both of those things, I did start walking, and we started small, and that was fine. And then we would take 2 walks a day, 2 short walks a day. And today we were able to go on a long walk. It Wasn't as many steps as I would have liked, but it was way longer than we've ever done in our neighborhood before. So I am very pleased about that. And as long as the cool weather keeps up, I'll be able to do it. Now, when next summer gets here, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to have to find another way to do it. Walking indoors or something. But anyway, for now, I can't find my... There they are. For now, I'm working on it, and I hope to keep it up over winter. And I had a feeling that I'd lost a couple of pounds while we were gone as well, and I did when I got on the scale when I got home. I actually weigh less now than I have. I can't even remember the last time I weighed what I weigh now. Before I had my heart attack, I lost a bunch of weight. I think I lost 30 pounds, something like that. And I got to a certain number. And I've gotten to that number several times since then, but never below it. And so all in all, I've now lost, and I'm not bragging. Trust me, I am not bragging. And it has taken me probably 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years. But I hope I can get this done. This stitching is going to be the end of me on these letters. I'm not good at the letters. I don't do little tiny stitches. I do big long stitches, and that's just the way it's got to be, because I don't do well with the little tiny stitches that I've seen other people do. All right. Lots of concentration here, though. I've lost, see, that's too short, 50 pounds. And I'm proud of myself. I'm not gloating, because if anybody knows, I know how easy it is to slip and put that weight back on. The walking has helped, and I'm going to try to keep it up. I still have a lot of pain in my foot. It is a pain that's never probably going to go away. Need a little more light here. My lovely $6,000 eyes that don't work well. But you know, I have arthritis in my left foot, and I have a stress fracture that's never healed. It's 5 years old. And in order for that to heal, I'd probably have to stay off of it for a couple months. And that's not going to happen. So, yeah. Sorry. Concentrating. I don't know if you can hear the birds. I have the door open. The sun is coming and going. Right now it's very bright, which is lovely. It's only about 64 degrees outside. Perfect for me. I am a cool, not cold necessarily, but I'm definitely a cool weather person. So, I know this is ATUM. This is not riveting watching. So I will be turning the camera off and coming back, but I thought I'd catch up a little with you and let you see what I've done. I will try to do enough of this on camera to make it interesting, but not totally boring. I did stitch down a background. I don't know if I pointed that out. I have this fabric here, looks like branches, and this fabric reminded me of like branches. And then I found this brown lace, and I thought that was pretty. Now I have other things I'll fill in this section here with. I know there's a gap there. And then this is burlap, but I also have, this is flour sack towels that I tea dyed, and I used to sell the bobbins with strips of that on for junk journalers. I no longer sell that stuff. So I did get some background on, this is, there's a name for this fabric. I'll have to figure out what it is. It's not a linen, but it's almost like a linen, and it's a little bit heathered. And I got this from Artistic Artifacts when I went for the class there. So I really like it. I don't know if she sells it by the bolt in there or what, but I really like it. And it just seemed to fit the theme. And I wanted to use that for the background. And I decided on orange to sort of highlight the orangey autumn. I have to figure out where I am. What letter am I doing? And then I had to check my spelling on everything so it wouldn't look stupid. Yeah, no. You know how it goes. Like squirrel. I know how to spell squirrel, but it's one of those words you don't spell it every day, so I kind of wanted to make sure I spelled it right. Spelled it right. Can't even speak correctly. A-U-T-U-M-N. Yeah, I started doing this. I was going to just stitch it on this piece, and the thread wasn't behaving. It was, I somehow had a loop behind the A, and I was all the way to the M. So I had to pull all the letters out, and the thread wasn't like, it just wasn't behaving. And it's much better now that I am sewing it onto the back. So having the extra fabric on there is helping for sure. All right. I am no expert at stitching letters. So please don't do as I do. Go find somebody who knows how to do it correctly and follow them. I am not that person. However, I am hopefully going to make this look okay. I'm very glad it is cool here. It was hot the day we got back home, which was Wednesday. I broke out in a good sweat in the van unpacking it. I stay in the van, hand toning. Tony brings out like the reusable shopping bags, the large ones. Oh. And we have a big blue IKEA bag that we sometimes use, and so I pack the bags appropriately, and Tony walks back and forth, back and forth, back and forth from the van to the house. We have to walk through the garage to get the stuff into the house, and I stay in the van, and I hand him, containers of stuff to bring back into the house. And I don't know how he does it, but anyway, it was hotter in the van than it was outside at that moment. And I came in and had to put cold water on me, my head and my face, to cool off. But we got it all done. And unpacked. And then we had to do 5 loads of laundry. You know, we have sheets that we wash when we're out. But I have a memory foam mattress on my bed. I need a soft mattress to sleep on. Tony likes a firm mattress, and the van came with a firm mattress on the beds. It's like 2 almost twin size beds. They're really not twin size. They're more like cot size. They're pretty narrow. But Tony does okay on his bed, but I had to have a softer memory foam over the top of the mattress. So let's see. The first one came out well. I don't think this one's going to come out as well. Not too bad. And on that memory foam, so that I don't sweat while I'm sleeping, I have 2 blankets that are folded in half, 2 cotton blankets that I fold in half. We don't wash those while we're out because I use a sheet, a fitted sheet, over the 2 blankets. So we wash the fitted sheet, but we don't wash the blankets while we're out. So those blankets I wanted to wash, and then there was just, you know, I wanted to wash stuff that had been a week since we had washed it. We timed it so that the last load of wash we did while we were out, I should say that Tony did. Tony's the one who goes to the washer and dryer and does the loads. Takes his book and reads. Sorry, concentrating again. And there. Autumn breeze, falling leaves, warm days, cooler eves. Squirrels gather for coming cold. Autumn never gets old. That's my own little poem. Okay, so I'm going to stop this here, and I will be back when this section is done. And I will start on some of the flowers. What I did was I took a glue stick and I sort of just stuck them down and then pinned them down. So, you know, I'll be working on those off and off and on camera, I should say. And I will be back with when I finish this. Okay, so I've got the writing finished. It's now the next day. I just, with as long as I spent trying to figure out what I wanted to do yesterday and the day before, I just got burned out on it, and I didn't work on it last night at all. But this is what I've got today, and I'm pretty happy with it. I trimmed a little bit around here to take some of this away so I could see some more of my background fabric. I thought about cutting this away, but I'm not going to. And I moved this flower from over here, but it has a straight edge on it, so I think it's going to have to go back here. But I kind of am wondering if I need a little more. However, I'm not going to, you know, get too carried away with it. So, I mean, I could move this one over, but then it's going to be next to that orange one, orangey, rusty colored one. And I want them a little spread out, but this one's next to that yellow one. See, I overthink everything. So anyway, I will start stitching on this in the next video. I really wanted to get this done, and I like the way it came out. I don't know if my little poem makes any sense to anybody. I did glue these pieces down with a glue stick, but they come off really easily if I want to move them around. because even this one was glued down, and I just put a little dab of glue stick on it. Who knows? Maybe at some point in 50 years it'll eat through the fabric. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyhow, so that's it for this video. I'm going to get these bits and pieces put together, and I am going to post it. And I really need to get moving on this and some other projects that I want to work on. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for joining me. Come back. I don't know when the next one will be for this. I'm hoping to work on it this afternoon and record some. We got some stuff going on tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. So I will try and video when I can and squeeze these things in. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day, and go check out Corrine's channel. I will link it below, and look for her playlist that is Celebrate the Seasons and hashtag Stitch the Seasons. So talk to you later. Bye. Hi, everyone. I'm back.